Are you someone who has been working diligently to create balance and peace in your life? If that sounds like something that you are interested in, then this video is for you, so stick around. I'm a goddess, that's in her pride. Looking for culture from I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. Oh, yeah. I'm a goddess. Hey, Align Tribe. I'm Angie Love. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I am an expert in the field of social work, but I am also a spiritualist. And you are invited to my cozy corner of the internet. And here I discuss all things personal development, spirituality, and healing. So I want to take this time to thank you all for continuing to subscribe, to share out the videos, commenting, and liking the videos. Know that I definitely appreciate it. So in this video, I want to talk about something that I am very passionate about and I feel very strongly about. And that is creating a life of peace and balance. You all, this is what I strive to do daily. Literally, I spend so much time researching, reading books, tuning into my own intuition, right? To find the path to create balance and peace in my life. That is one of my life purposes, I believe, is to curate peace and balance. It's necessary for me in my life. And if it is a priority to you, I hope these 5 tips will help to spearhead a journey for you to really cultivate peace and balance in your life and to do all that you can to maintain it, right? Because sometimes we can get little doses of it, but how do you allow it to be abundant in your life? How do you allow it to flourish within your life and to remain, to stay, right? Because sometimes things can be fleeting. And if it is fleeting, how do you be okay with that and learn how to ride the waves, right? Because you know that when it cycles, everything that goes up must come down, right? So it'll come back around to you. How do you maintain your wellness, right? While you're in that cycle waiting for peace and balance to find you again. So tip 1, and I have some notes, you're going to see me looking down. Tip 1 is to protect your energy. I make a lot of YouTube shorts about spiritual protection work, spells and rituals, you all. It is so important that you protect your energy. It is probably one of the most important things, to be honest. You will never not hear me talk about protecting your energy. It's that deep. It really is. It is important to balance your energy. It is important to make sure that you are calling your energy back to you and that you are returning any energy that you may have picked up throughout your day or by interacting with others or being in certain places, right? Or even with some of the music, some of the things that we view on TV. We pick up energy all throughout the day from things little by little. And before you know it, it is affecting you spiritually and energetically. And sometimes we don't realize it. I call back my energy to me every morning and every night, and I return energy back to their sender every morning and every night. And if I feel heavy energy around me, if I feel any stagnant energy, I'm doing all types of spiritual work, and I will be making more videos and long form content on that. So please protect your energies, have boundaries, practice relentless self-love. Do not allow people with narcissistic traits to come in and feed off of your energy, because there are energy vampires out here and they are very dangerous. Trust me, I know. I grew up around them. I dated them. I've been friends with them. People will drain you of your energy, and people can ultimately steal your light. So be mindful, do what is best for you, and prioritize your well-being always. Tip 2, Create rhythms, not routines. Routines sometimes can be so structured and rigid, and there's no room for flexibility. There's no room for creativity, right? There's no room for spontaneity. It's just so this. And you want to create a life where you kind of have options and you kind of can flow. And yes, you want to get the things done that are important to you and the things that matter. But can't you design your day and your lifestyle in a way that ebbs and flows based on checking in with yourself and how you're feeling? I think so. I think you can. And you don't always have to rely on structured and rigid routines unless you're at work, and depending on what type of work that you do. I don't have to do that. But some people might when it comes to work. But even if you have to be that way at work, try to incorporate some balancing and peaceful activities and moments within your workday where you get to kind of just take a breather, right? It's possible. You might have to be creative, but it is possible. Tip 3, nourishing your body and mind with intention is so important. This is something that I struggle with. Let me be transparent. Let me be vulnerable. Let me be honest. I struggle with this. While I'm always big on having my water, my lemon, my tea, and I eat pretty healthy. I have a slight sugar addiction, so every once in a while I get the craving snacks and things. I'm a snacker, but I am working really hard to listen to my body and what it is that my body needs, not what I am craving because I'm stressed, right? Typically, when I start craving sweets, it's because I feel like I'm under pressure, and it's a way that I comfort myself when I'm feeling pressure. And so I'm mindful of when those cravings come. Yeah, you have to get curious and really dig deep to the why. Because nothing just is. There's always a reason. There's always a deeper reason. But even down to sitting with yourself and really having gratitude for the food that you have or the tea that you're drinking. Sometimes I drink my tea and I don't watch TV or do anything. I just like to look out the window at the tree that's in front of my apartment. And I'm just like, wow, the tree is so beautiful. Look at the leaves. The colors are different. Wow. Oh yeah, it's autumn. I just really slow down and stop and just pay attention and become mindful. And you can do that when you're consuming your food, when you're drinking your favorite tea, when you're nourishing your body, and just, hold space for the fact that you are giving your body what it needs, right? And it can be something that is so healing to connect further and deeply with yourself and with your body, especially if you're a person who has experienced a lot of trauma and you are dissociative from your body. That can really bring you back home to yourself and help you to spend more time intentionally in your body with awareness, right? Awareness is key. Tip 4 is to prioritize your inner work. If I could scream and not disturb y'all, I would scream on this one. In order to curate peace and balance, you absolutely must do your inner work. Period. Hands down. There's no way around it. You cannot cheat. You cannot cheat. There's no way around inner work. There's no way around the healing work. If you are not willing to put in the time and to be vulnerable and to really sit with yourself in solitude to do your inner work, then you absolutely must be prepared to see chaos erupt more, or to see a lot of manifestations of your trauma in your actual living and waking life. show up through people and circumstances and just experiences. Healing in your inner work is so important, you all. It's so important. I know it's not easy. If it was super easy, just everybody would do it. I wouldn't have to like do pep talks and create videos for people to do it. People would just do it. It's not easy. I'm not saying it like it's easy, but it's necessary. That's what I'm saying. Don't skip it. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself on your journey. Do not cheat yourself on the opportunity to evolve and ascend to your highest self. Do your work. If you were in college, I would be like, do your homework. How do you expect to pass if you don't do your homework, if you don't turn in your assignments, if you don't type that paper? When it comes to life, because I look at life as a spiritual course, if you would. And there are levels, right? Like there isn't a grading system. There are levels to this, right? And your level is basically, how I look at it, is based on your frequency. It's based on the amount of work that you have done on yourself. The amount of work and how much you have healed determines your level. And I don't say level in the sense to make it like a hierarchy, like I'm better than you or I'm above you. But if I've done a lot of more work than you, it's going to show in my life. You're going to see that I'm healing. It's going to be evident because I'm going to exude it. It's going to be seen through my light. It's going to be seen through how I handle situations when I'm triggered, right? And so you can tell who's working on themselves and who's not sometimes, because there are people who like to fake it and they're dangerous. There are people who like to pretend that they're healing and they're evolved, and those are the spiritual narcissists. You got to be very careful about those ones because, yeah, that's scary. But please prioritize your inner work. Please prioritize spending time in solitude and healing and not using relationships and vices and different things to distract you from what you know you should be focusing on inside of yourself. Lastly, number 5, you want to anchor yourself in the present moment with gratitude. We talked about this already a little bit, but we want to go a little bit deeper. Prioritizing gratitude daily can look like many different things, and it just really depends on you and how you practice. I like to journal what I'm grateful for. I don't do it every day, but I do it at least every couple days. But when I wake up in the morning, I immediately thank my ancestors, source, my spirit tribe, and my angels for so many different things, right? For having a place over my head, for having food, for having resources, for accomplishing my goals, my dreams, my desires. That's how I start my day. And that's how I end my day also, by journaling. And so you have to figure out what works for you, but ultimately you should really ground yourself in gratitude, because it can be very difficult to create a space that welcomes balance and peace if you are not grateful for the things that are already in your life. You already have glimpses and sprinkles of balance and peace in your life already. Why would it manifest in a way that is expansive and more if you're not even grateful for what you already have, right? Where there is gratitude, there is an opportunity for an overflow to occur. If you are not grateful for what you already have, you're probably not going to have more, because you are focusing on lack and scarcity. And gratitude says, I have enough. I'm grateful for what I have. It's okay to want more, but this is also enough. I'm grateful to even have this. That's what gratitude is. Sometimes people might feel a bit inferior practicing gratitude. They may feel that, humility is not empowering. And I felt that way at times. I'll admit that. I felt that way as well. But I believe and always paying homage and giving reverence to my ancestors and to the spiritual counsel that surrounds me daily. And if I don't hold gratitude for anything else, it's going to be for that. It's going to be for them. So that is what grounds me, and that is what helps me to invite peace and balance into my life. It isn't a 100% 24/7 thing that it exists, but it's abundant and it's a process. So stick with the process, don't be discouraged, and all will be well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and following along on this journey. Until we meet again, may you heal, may you rise, and ultimately, may you align. Peace and love.